So, Deontay, I was going to say you're coming back for another run, but you never left, right?
Right, right. It's just a return. It's not a comeback. It's a comeback when you retire and then you come back. You feel me? The terminology is always wrong. People always say when they have
I just lost you. I've lost your sound.
mm,
Just lost you there.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I've got you back. I've got you back.
All right, sound good. Yeah, I say when people, people use the wrong terminology all the time. They think when someone has left the ring for a significant amount of time, and then they return. They feel like it's a comeback, but it's never a comeback. It's always just returning from the ring. You leave the ring and you return it. You know what I mean? And in this business, you need those gaps. You know what I mean? I understand why a lot of the fighters that started fight when they was 5, 6 years old, 7, 8, even 9. I understand how burnt out they get at a certain time, and they must leave and then come back. Some don't never leave; they just still sit up in there and stuff. And over the years, it's just wear and tear upon their body, their mind, and their soul. You know what I mean? And then it just then after a while, after boxing is over, and when they do have to hang the gloves up, they fucked up. They can't talk. They can't see barely. They barely got a job. They can barely support themselves, their family, and think about all those years they didn't risk their lives for others' entertainment, and they ain't got nowhere to go. They can't even afford nothing, even food and stuff. While the same guys that promoted them and managed them, they still going. They got Rolls Royces, they got mansions, and some of them got private jets. Hello, it's crazy. It's crazy how to reverse it, but we risked our lives to you know, for others. And we risk our lives to put money in other pocket while they, you know, enjoy the fruits of their labor. But anyway, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I was thinking back, I met you in Canastota in 2008. That's
Hmm.
getting on for 20 years.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Good time.
so what do you still want out of boxing? Because obviously, you've achieved a lot, and I'm guessing you don't need the pennies anymore, right? So why do you still want to fight?
Cause at this point in time, I'm selfish. It's all about me now. I'm doing it all for me. I still got a goal in this business. Like when I first got into this business, to be unified heavyweight champion of the world. I never had the opportunity. Many times it was there to be made, but nobody never wanted to give me the opportunity as I give others opportunities. And that's just the facts of the matter. But at this point in time, I'm selfish. I want to do it for me. I enjoy doing what I do, especially when I'm 100% me. I've had a lot of things go on in my life that I've stated, many things inside of the ring, betrayal inside of the ring, being stole from millions of dollars outside of the ring, the same thing, being betrayed, being manipulated, being stole out of, I can't even calculate the money yet. It was still going. But God is good though. You understand me? With all those distractions, even still, God is good. And here I am yet again to continue. It's another thing to understand life of how we fall down and how the hell do we get back up. Many, many, many human beings don't understand the concept of falling but getting back up. I mean, it sounds simple and it sounds like it should be self-explanatory and a common sense phrase to be said, but a lot of people dissect things differently. It's just like the human race. All our minds are different. All our mind receive information, processes it differently. You would think what's understood don't have to be explained, but sometimes things that's been said go over people's head because they really don't understand. And the terminology go is, if I knew better, I would do better. Understand me? And a lot of people just don't know better to even take the first step of trying to do better for themselves. And for this very first time in my life, I get an opportunity to say I'm selfish. I'm doing it my way on my terms for me. I've always had to do things for others all my life. I've always provided for others, protect others, nurtured others and others' families and so forth and so on. It's just never been about me. I'm a giver. I've always been a natural born giver, never a taker. I don't know what it is to receive now. But my heart is pure and I'm always giving. And with that skill that you may have in yourself as well can be people can take advantage of it. They can take your kindness for weakness. And I done had a lot of that done, man. It's no more. You understand me?
Do you still love the sport? Like, do you feel like you've been done dirty by the sport?
I know I don't feel it. I know I have. But at the end of the day, the business is not a sport. I don't even like when people call it. Why do y'all call it a sport? Tell me. Why would people call this a sport, this business a sport? What makes this a sport, first and foremost?
So I suppose you'd go back to like your amateur days and going in the gym for the first time and being fit and healthy and the welcoming community and all the positive stuff where you learn self-respect, self-discipline, respect for others. Like those are things that I think about a lot, Deontay, having to work in this business on a daily basis. Like I think about the redeeming qualities of this sport rather than the business side of it. And I think that too. I think you can love the business. I think you can love the sport and hate the business.
But you still don't understand. I still don't understand why you call it a sport. I mean, you still didn't tell me why you think it's a sport. It's just because men get together and they, have sportsmanship inside of a business doesn't make it a sport. Just because you have sportsmanship doesn't make it a sport, you know. And I can go even deeper with sports things and what sports actually provide for their athletes. So you calling us athletes. If it's a sport, then you got to be an athlete. And in boxing, you think we're athletes? Yeah, we could be. If you're doing the Roman days of going and having to do our, hide behind things, hide behind different animals, throwing spears, swords, and stuff. Those are, if you want to consider that, then the athlete being, then so be. But as sports are concerned, as I'm concerned with sports, boxing don't have nothing nowhere what actual sports provides for the athletes. In boxing, it's a brutal business. It's all about yourself. Although it's a team effort, but it's an individual. It's an individual consequence that you may face once you step in the ring. If you get your head bashed as you being my coach, do you think you feel that? If I get tired and this man ain't tired, he's still coming. Do y'all get to feel that? If I'm tired and I need water and I'm thirsty and then my mouth is dry and he still got 2 minutes left, can you feel that? It's a team effort. So when you go back to the corner, that man that felt every little thing that has to be, whether it is in the first round or whether it's the 11th round or it's the final round of the bell. Ain't nobody feeling nothing. Not one individual in that arena, but that man, those two men that facing each other. And then after that, after the benefits that other athletes get outside of their business, even in this side, let's go a little simple as insurance for a fighter or insurance for an athlete. Other athletes, other sports, they are covered 100%. And if you even go deeper, they allow some of their girlfriends to get insurance to benefit off of other athletes' insurance. Not in boxing. You got to have your own. Don't you know that? You got to at least have a life policy. You got to have your own insurance in here because you don't even know if the promoter will really pay for the damn insurance, although they need $1 million to put on a fight. But that don't make sure, that don't mean that your bills are going to get paid. I've been there, done it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a veteran in this month. So this is not a sport to me at all. This is strictly business. From the time we train to get our mindset to be able to hurt another man that's trying to hurt him, to the mindset of getting my mind ready so I can be able to breathe, my breathing exercise, being able, my fundamentals of being able to defend myself, to go at an offensive state when it's time. And this is what we call staying alive, survival. This is a survival business, baby. Because at one punch, at one given time, you can go over 13 fighter dies a year. One punch. That's it. We just seen it many times. I don't think no sport like this, if you want to consider it a sport, but that's just my explanation of things as me being in the business, actually understanding what goes on in it, actually behind closed curtains, behind closed doors, behind sealed doors, actually. And I don't see it nowhere as a sport,
Are you
but each
ang-
his own.
are you angry at the business?
I'm not angry. I'm not angry because in the business, you got to know how to conduct yourself and play the business. But the only thing about the business, you gotta make sure you keep yourself around people that you can trust, and then that sometimes that can go very monstrous
Mm.
because it's in this business is the green-eyed monster, and with the green-eyed monster really have no loyalty to anyone because everybody trying to get paid.
How do you think you're going to feel getting back in the ring in Wichita? How do you think you're going to feel?
I'm gonna feel amazing. My mind is back, my spirit, physically, I'm back. I'm free of injuries now. I could never, they used to call me Windmill Wilder. I ain't had that windmill no more. I got that motherfucker now. You know what I'm
You had
saying?
surgery, right?
Yeah, I've had two surgeries on my shoulders. It cost me to it cost me to still be injured at least the last 3 to 4 years of my career. I had to do what I had to do. I still had to go out and do what I want to do. I could have sat around for years to try to heal this shoulder up. And anybody know anything about a shoulder injury, they know that's like one of the most longest recoveries to recover from. And every time I lift my arm or threw my right hand or even wipe my ass, my shoulder would hurt. I was in pain 24 hours a day. But still try to have a regular lifestyle of living. Understand me? You can't let it, let it, irritate you or bother you for the rest of your life. You gotta be able to adapt to the pain in the situation and still have some type of natural ability of carrying on with life,
Mm, of
you
course.
know.
So you mentioned you want to be undisputed. So you want the smoke with the likes of. I understand that you want to fight. You want to get the AJ fight still, and I guess you want Usyk as well, right? Given he's got the belts.
I mean, I want whoever is at the top. I want whoever gonna make great fights. Period. I don't have a list of names. I mean, if that fight gets me to my end goal of where I want to go, then hell, let's go. You understand me? We all in the same division. So, in the heavyweight division, we already know that you always close to a title fight, one fight, one night. You know what I mean? And so I don't have a list of fighters that I want. I want everybody that's in my way for me getting to where I need to go. If you get in my way, I want you. I want to take your head off. You understand me?
Are you? But who do you think is the best in the world at the minute? Do you think Usyk is?
I mean, that's who got the belt. So whether you want to agree or not.
And in terms of Joshua, do you feel like you got unfinished business there that you guys should have fought down the line?
I mean, we all know I should. That's why I would have been the unified, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world years ago. I mean, many people know that, but unfortunately, other people had the opportunity, to even do that. They didn't even have nowhere near my status of being able to be an elite fighter or what would make history a fight for years to come and stuff, but that's not here nor there, Everything I've said in this business, because of how I look at this business, because of how I know certain things in this business, I don't lie in this business, tricks.
Yeah.
I don't because for what? I risk my life for y'all's entertainment. So when it comes to Deontay Wilder, I keep it real. I tell it how it is, and some people like I've said many times, some people may take my truth as an excuse, but that's your excuse. You got it. That's how you receiving it. I'm only giving you the truth. And if the terminology says the truth should set you free, then as a man that's telling his truth, I'm free. I sleep good at night. I don't have nothing to be worried about. I don't have no worries. I don't have to keep up with no lies because I don't tell them. It takes more time to keep up with it and refresh it. Many of guys know that in this business, yeah, they always got to lie. It's the concept of the business to lie, fake it, and make it, so people can get knocked off. About what's really going on or how a person really is feeling. But I don't have to. I don't have to do that. I'm a real man. I keep it real as possible with people. I've said everything I've stated has been true. I got proof of a lot of shit. You know what I mean? A lot of shit. And, you know,
So let me ask you this then. So given that your motivation for coming into the pro sport business was so humble and you wanted a better life for Nair, are you satisfied with where you're at and in boxing? Like, what's the motivation to go on? Because you've achieved that goal of giving your life, you giving your family the quality of life that you wanted at the start, right?
most def. Most def, as I stated before, is all about me.
Hmm.
I'm selfish. It's about me, 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 me. I've done, yeah, I don't never have to come back. I've done an amazing job. I invest in a lot of different things. I got a lot of investments going on. I'm not a man that's sitting and brag and boast. I mean, you damn near ever see me or see me post about anything. I'm just a private dude. I'm laid back. I don't give a fuck about a celebrity status, being well known. I don't care if just one person in the world know who I am. That's just me. I walk differently. I talk differently. My grandmother said I was anointed by God, that I wouldn't be able to do what others do. Go where other people go. See the world as others see it, and I don't. If I was shit, you talking about a dude that been an athlete all his life. I never hung around the football team. I never hung around the basketball team, the baseball team with the track players. You understand me? I always was still to myself, even while having other athletes or other team members, you know, offering certain things or, to be around. I was to myself, and that's how I always am. That's how I always would be. I don't care about a lot of things. Although you can make money off a lot of social media now, a lot of people trying to be content creators and all that, make that good money. You know what I mean? At times I be feeling some shit like shit. Is it if But it's a dedication too. People gotta understand it's a dedication to get on video and do that shit every day over and over and over again and put that hours in. So I salute content creators, especially the one that's really out there getting it, because it's a grind. It is a grind. It's a hustle every fucking day. You
Yeah.
gotta commit. You gotta stay disciplined to it, you know? And here I am again. I done
So
got all this other shit out the way. I don't have these same burdens that's attached to me no more. I've cutting all of my burdens loose from me, all the leeches, all the ones that thought they loved me, but in the end, but at the same time under my nose stealing from me, you know what I mean? Lying to me when I'm giving you my heart. What else I'm risking my life to provide. What else do you want? So now, like I say, I'm selfish. I don't have to think about anyone else. My kids are well taken care of for the rest of their life, even if I die, for the rest of their life. So whatever comes now and in the future, it's extra.
yeah.
And ain't nothing wrong with extra. I don't want to be greedy. I just want to provide my service to my greatness, and whatever come from the earnings that come from that, that means it's a reward. That means I earned it.
What about the losses to Parker and Zhang? Did how badly did they affect you psychologically? And did you think about retirement after Zhang?
I mean, I thought about retirement many times, but with the Zhang and the Parker fight, it actually helped me in a lot of ways to analyze what the hell going on with me. I wasn't the same person, you know. It wasn't the same Deontay at all. There was a lot of shit going on with me at the time, inside and outside of the ring. I had to go get a sports psychologist. That's how bad it got. But I'm not a man that run away or ashamed to to admit or to explain certain things, I had to go get a sports psychologist.
Is
You
that what,
understand me? To get my mind back together, to get everything back together because of what was happening to me over and over, year after year after year, a domino effect. And you start seeing those things when when those same ones that's around you that always just said that they looked into your eyes and said that they love you, and when they see you at a certain point and they feel like it's no more to gain from you, that's when you see true colors. And then that's when your real battle starts. And although you got another battle inside of the ring that happened, you got another whole situation, another battle outside of that motherfuckers at the same fucking time. So now you're trying to deal with both. You're trying to convince yourself that this battle inside of the ring that can you risking your life for, that you're gonna be all right by the time it comes, because you're gonna use the other shit outside of the ring as motivation to put it in the inside of the ring. So it's gonna make you a little bit tougher, a little bit meaner. You have a little bit more confidence, but in reality, it didn't happen like that for me. And I couldn't understand what was going on with me. I couldn't understand certain things, and I can't tell it all, and I won't. Maybe it'll be in the book or the documentary, but I don't want to sit and explain to the world about everything that's going on to me. I'm a type of man that I'm a subliminal guy, and I am what's understood don't have to be explained. That's why I don't give you all. I don't explain everything just enough, but I want people to know I went through a lot. On top of that, having injuries, 24 hours a day being in pain. You know, I'm a true warrior, man. A lot of people don't know what I had to go through or what I've been through. It ain't for them to understand and know, because if everybody know, they'll continue the ones that don't like you to continue to pray against you. You
you're
have a lot of those.
you're such a big charismatic figure. Did you lose confidence? Is that why you went to the sports psychologist? Was it confidence, and was it
I
confidence in
did.
yourself
I
or
did. I did lose my confidence. And I never thought in a million years I would be me, Deontay Wilder. To this day, to this day, to this day. Be a man that say I lost my confidence. But because of the dramatic moments and the times that it happened to me, it allowed me to let it slip away, because I was dealing with something way bigger than putting on gloves and entering into a ring to beat the shit out of another man that's in front of me. My body was way bigger. I couldn't understand a lot of things. And when I realized and I understood the problem, I went and found help. I went and found the solution. I didn't wait. I immediately, took approach to the situation, and I'm happy I did. Now we're gonna see these next outings and stuff like that. Talk is talk until it's time for the action to be played. I think I found the solution. I think I found what was the situation, and we're gonna see. You know what I mean? My next outing is gonna be the measuring stick for a lot of things. I'm coming to do what I've always come to do: whoop some ass.
you said you found out about who the real ones were. Do you have like friends? Do you have a circle? Like, have you gone back to friends from your childhood and stuff, or have people left, and like, do you feel quite isolated at the moment? How are you with that?
No, I'm a loner in Tris. I'm a loner. I'm a loner anyway. You feel me? I've always been a loner. You know what I mean? My dad always stated to us when we was young, you don't have no friends, and don't bring them jokers in my house, because he didn't really trust. He knew how human beings could be, how they gather around you and fake till they can, see what they can, how much they can get from you, and even, look around and try to steal from you. Man, human being, the worst thing in the world that could have been developed is jealousy and envy, and the lackluster of the ability of being able to build a strong work ethic.
Yeah.
Most people just want to, they don't want to work as hard as you to get what you got, but they want it. Well, go get your ass up on the fucking couch or go do something about yourself in your life and go get the shit. Go put the same amount of hours I put in to earn what I've earned. Go do what I do to earn what I've earned. That's why I don't care about what people may think of me, because I know in this life I've been places that people would never go. And I've seen figures and faces of people that people would never see. Understand me? So I can go on so many a statue that stay funded, that's in a rural area where blacks would never be able to go back in the years of time unless they was cleaning someone's house. You know what I mean? It's so far on, man. I'm a walking, living legend, a true icon. I have some things that certain legends don't even have, bro. But most of all, Tris, most of all, I got my peace, I got my happiness, and I'm filled with joy. After all the things I've been through, I still got joy. And that's a huge thing for me, man.
You obviously this is a new link up for a new start. Do you envisage yourself working with PBC or the Saudis again?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I got a great relationship with the Saudis. They're, stand-up guys in my eyes. I haven't seen differently. You understand? So, and with PBC, the same way. I still got love of PBC, you know, and a lot of other networks. So I don't have no issues at all with any of the networks that you see me on, especially if you see me on,
By the
or
way,
you wouldn't see me on them.
you mentioned there about the critics and should we say the haters. I remember back in the day, you and I used to communicate once in a while on Facebook, and then I
Yeah.
remember you saying like, because you were coming through at the start of social media. Now, are you numb to social media now? Do you not even follow it, or do you read the comments and stuff, or does that all just pass you
I'm
by?
the I'm the same as when you first start out, you're always more interested. And then when you go along, I'm not a type of person that put information on the internet to gain money or any type of earnings from it. My earnings is done with this and this. What I'm saying? Most of that outside of the ring. So you don't really never see me. I'm just saying, I probably didn't lower that. I probably didn't went down a little bit more now than ever. I'm still the same. When Deontay Wilder have fights, you're gonna see him. He gonna promote, he gonna do his thing. But after boxing, this dude go MIA. And a lot of people don't like that because they want to know what's going on in my life and what I'm doing and who I'm around and to hear me speak my mind and all that. And I understand that, but you gotta understand that everyone's different. I'm not the same. I'm one that I love people. And when you see me, I'm the most nicest person you can come up to and talk to. I always tell people the terminology, I never meet strangers. I never meet strangers because you never know by our interaction if we know each other or not.
Mm.
And I'm just, even with guys say, man, I don't want to be a groupie. And I'm like, no, you're not. That ain't you being a groupie. That's you showing me love, and I'm gonna show you love right back. So come here. Even we had to give a hug, bro. Come here. I love you, man. Some people need the affirmation of words and a hug. You know how much a hug do for a person? Especially when they need the affirmation of touch and feel. Yep. Bro, I done hugged so many people, women and men, especially the men, because, we have to put on this persona of being tough. And I don't understand that. You only have to do that. You only have to be tough and brave in times that it needs for that to be. And if your life consists of you having to be tough every fucking day of your life, then you need to sit down and take a evaluation of your life and get your shit together.
Mm.
Because this life is short. This is not a promised life that we live. We're not promised to get old and then die. That's not the concept of how this shit works. So with that being said, this short amount of time that we have, we got to put our greatness, provide our service to our greatness at all times.
When you said people want to know what you're doing, what are you doing? Have you got the shooting range up and running? Have you got that? And like, are you driving those fast cars? Like the last time I saw you, you had like an alligator skin Lamborghini, right?
Yeah, man.
Still
Yeah,
got
we
that?
we still everything is still. I done build. I've been building for 6 years. It's still building. I still got. I mean, it's
What
still building now. If I
what
move
are
my
you?
camera,
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
move my camera, show you, we still got things that's lined up against the house, and I done built all that. I mean, this is my compound. This is my generation wealth home. So this thing is only expanding as years goes on. You know, I'm on 13.5 acres. I'm looking to be on over 20 something, maybe 30 in a couple of years. And once I do that, you're talking about, private, private landing strips. You know what I mean? Talking about the helicopter pads, underground tunnel. all this stuff is already preparing up. All the stuff that I got now. I don't like to post things. I don't really look what I got, all this shit. No, I'm a humble person. You know what I mean? I'd have been poor and here I am that has something. So, what I mean, I know what it feels to be both. And I don't just use what I have or money, whatever, to define who I am. And I don't knock who does it. You know what I mean? It's just me. I like to stay private. You know what I mean? I like to be quiet. And I like to love the people that I like to love that's around me. Ooh, shit. Ain't that right?
And by the
Yeah.
way, how is your daughter? I know we mentioned her at the start, Naia. Like, how's she doing?
My daughter, she's 20 years old now,
Wow.
and she's just growing up so beautifully. She done graduated from high school to enter the college and everything. She live here on the compound as well. She has a home here on the land,
Is she
which
bringing
all
boys?
my
Is she bringing boys back to the house?
nah, I don't know about all that now. Ding 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 ding. What a bill. But my daughters, I have meeting with my children. I get them, I call them up no matter what. I mean, my space up here has grown so like it has grown dramatically since the last time y'all came. Even more so than ever. So we literally had to be on walkie talkies. I had the go kart things going around. Or I'll call them up and I tell them at certain points in my house we got names for it. So I would tell them to meet me in the pool house, the nest, the bungalow. So something anywhere that I could indicate the name to where I'm going. They'll know exactly where it is. And we have sometimes gatherings and meetings. I get to discuss certain things that's going on in the world, how they feel about certain things, and just sticking together with each other as well. I love being a father. It's an amazing gift that God have blessed, me with to be a father. I'm a father not only to my own, but a lot of other kids that ain't not even of my seed. But it's just a beautiful feeling to be able to have all my children. I have every last one of my children, and that's here with me. I raised, and it's a great thing. You know, um, and I've always visioned of having my children with me, raising them, providing for them under my roof. And my daughter's 20, and although she's grown and she's doing her thing, but she's still close to me. You know what I mean? That right there makes it makes me feel so good. You know what I mean? Once I have my children, my babies in my life, that's what I've done all this stuff for them. Even from the start, it started with Nair, and now you know, years past, there's six more to add it, and I'm looking to have seven more added
Yeah.
to the pile. You know what I mean? It's just that me love being a father. So, God has blessed me tremendously. And I've done so much for others, what I mean? I continue to do for others. But now it's time for me, what I'm saying, to do for me.
Yeah.
It's time for me to enjoy the rest of my life. But I'm still gonna contribute, what I mean? They're still gonna eat off the fruits of my labor. These are my babies. So that's why I mean, that's automatic, but most of this shit is just for myself, man.
Last two. Does Fury come back? Do you think he comes back?
I have no idea. That's totally up to him. I don't know what another man is thinking or what they're plotting and planning of trying to do. He's very involved in the social media world and stuff. So, you always got to come up with new content to give to the people to have an illusion of whatever it may be. So that's up to him. Whatever he's thinking in his head, I can't say.
Okay. And then the last one. How is it going to feel when you land one of those big bombs again and you're back in
Ooh,
business?
ooh. Hey, I'm telling you, there's a lot of previous times that I've spoken, and trying to build confidence, especially in the last two fights, just trying to build the confidence. I mean, the last couple of fights, just try to build the confidence back in me, thinking that I could gain it back into the gym, or if I hit the bag longer or sparring, beating the shit out of sparring, I'm building that confidence back up. But in the midst of it, it's draining out of me because of other shit that's going on. It's like I work so hard just to gain very little, and then when it's time for the action, the real thing to do is like everything blacks out. Everything is like, what the fuck? Like You forget everything. Like it's just a weird feeling that it has happened. And I can't even explain it. One day it would make even more sense, once I come out with documentaries, shit like that, it's just crazy. I lost my confidence. I hold confidence in me, you know what I'm saying? But it's bad.
Okay.
That's back. I'm returning to the ring, but that it came back. You understand me? And it ain't nothing that I'm just gonna sit and talk. It's gonna be something that I have to show. You understand me? I feel it. I feel it wholeheartedly, especially without having no injuries. I can throw this right hand as hard, as fast as I want to, not thinking about nothing, not having a second delay. I can shoot it right here off the hip of me, and how now having no pain. And did anyone understand to have pain and go through pain 24 hours a day, no matter what you do, man, you understand how I felt and how I feel. You can barely move this arm. I feel left hand dominant though. This arm has been fucked up for so long, and I've had to count more on my left than my right. So I feel left hand dominant. Most of the time I eat, I pick up things, I eat, pick up things, may drink with this. Sometimes may even wipe my ass. You know what I mean? We go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But I can do many things both with my right and left. And sometimes I just feel God had to take me through certain things to have an understanding of things. And that you had to go through, you had to go through to get to. And if it's the case, then my journey is going to be a blessing. I'm looking forward to the recreation of what I'm about to do. It's never about it ain't never about where you been. It's all about where you're trying to go. And I'm continuing to roll, baby. The train continue to roll, and where we're going is a great place, no matter what. We're successful, of course. That's the end of discussion. We made it, of course. I'm a legend. I'm an icon for sure. But it's still more to do. You
Yeah.
understand me? At least for me. It's time to have fun and enjoy the rest of my life like I want to. I done provided and put in a lot of work for others. Now it's time to enjoy my own fruits of my labor. Me risking my life for myself and not for others.
All right, man. Look, thank you so much, Deontay, for taking the time to do that. I'm grateful, and it's really nice to catch up with you as always.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's been a long time, bro. It's good to see you. I hope all is well, man. I hope you have a beautiful rest of what is it, night over there?
Getting there. Yeah, half past
Yeah,
six.
now. And we had a beautiful rest of the evening. You
Thank
understand
you
me? Go
so much.
drink a beer or something. Go get tipsy.
Thanks,
All
man. Yeah. All right. Bye bye.
right, baby. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.